Shalom, shalom, shalom. Alright, what's up with y'all? What's up with y'all? Okay, I'm going to start going deeper and deeper and deeper into stuff. So, some of the things that I'm going to start talking about, it's going to trip y'all out, but oh well, I don't care. I'm going to tell y'all anyway. I don't give a shit. Y'all going to know it. Y'all going to know it. Okay, this one I'm getting ready to read as it's pretty short, but it's about Paul from what I'm seeing or from what I'm reading. Uh, I'm under the impression that it's Samael from what I'm reading here. I'm reading Samael here, Yaldabaoth. This is what I'm reading. Paul sees Yaldabaoth. I would say, nope, this is it. Yeah, Paul's meeting Yaldabaoth, Samael. Because you have to know this. If this was Yahweh Sabaoth, he would know exactly who he was and whatnot. This one didn't know anything. So and plus it's on the seventh heaven. I'm going to read this. This says the revelations of Paul, but I'm going to skip a bunch of stuff. This is where Paul's ascending through all the heavens. We're going to start with the seventh heaven. Okay. Here we go. It says, matter of fact, I'm going to start off with the sixth heaven. Then we ascended to the sixth heaven. I saw my fellow apostles coming with me, and the Holy Spirit was leading me before them. And I gazed up on high, and saw a great light shining down on the sixth heaven. I spoke to the gatekeeper in the sixth heaven, and said, "Open for me," and the Holy Spirit who goes before me. The gatekeeper opened for me. The seventh heaven. Then we ascended to the seventh heaven. In the middle of the light I saw an old man in white. His throne, which is in the seventh heaven, was 7 times brighter than the sun. The old man spoke to me and said, "Where are you going, Paul, you blessed one, set apart from your mother's womb?" I looked at the Spirit, and he was nodding his head and saying to me, "Speak with him." I replied to the old man, "I'm going to the place I came from." The old man responded to me, "Where are you from?" I answered and said, "I'm going down to the world of the dead in order to take captive the captivity that was taken in the Babylonian captivity." The old man said to me, "How will you be able to escape me? Look and see the dominions and authorities." The Spirit said, "Give him the sign you have, and he will open for you." I gave him the sign, and he turned his face down toward his creation and his own authorities. The 8th and 9th and 10th heaven. Alright, now, as Paul is ascending up from the 7th towards the 8th heaven and whatnot, but I just wanted to read that part there. Now, if you, of course, I'm in the Nag Hammadi, but some, oh, excuse me, my old videos, I mentioned that Yaldabaoth is on the 7th heaven. Yahweh Sabaoth is in between the 7th and 8th heaven, and wisdom, Holy Spirit, is, what is it, in between the 8th, or stationed at the 8th heaven, or somewhat, too much information, But yeah, you can clearly tell that this is Yaldabaoth because two things. Well, it's three things here. Uh, he didn't know where he was from. He didn't know where he was going. And he didn't know who he was. So, that right there just automatically cuts off that it's not our father. This was someone else. This was Yaldabaoth right here. Paul seen Yaldabaoth. He seen Yaldabaoth. Alright? I'm going to read the last part off. The Spirit said, "Give him the sign you have, and he will open for you." I gave him the sign, and he turned his face down towards his creation and his own authorities. His creation and his own authorities. Remember, he's the chief creator. Alright? So, I just wanted to go over that little small part there. That Paul did see Yaldabaoth. Okay? I have a lot of other stuff that I'm going to go over. Some crazy stuff too. But I'm going to go over them anyway. One more thing. Let me see how I can do this. When it comes to looking at the world, like if you have children, alright, this whole place is an illusion per se. It sucks you down to this reality. Once you snap yourself out of the illusion that drives your emotion, you'll be able to see exactly what everything is. Like your children, they're not your children. Alright? Your sons and daughters, they're not your sons and they're not your daughters. They are your brothers in spirit. You're here to guide them. They come through you. Your job is to guide them in the right path of our Father. That's why Yahweh Sabaoth always says, "Teach your sons and daughters the law and how to follow me," because they're your brothers. So when you die, when y'all both dead and y'all return back to the Father, is that spirit going to be calling you Father, or is he going to be calling somebody else Father? No. He's going to be calling you brother, and he's going to be calling Father our Father. So when you look at your children, look and just understand that this place is an illusion, and that this child that came from his mother is not your child. It's your brother. He does not belong to you, but was sent through you. Okay? If you look and you see people, don't get drawn into the realities and the ways of this place. Just look and acknowledge the fact that this is a spirit. These bonds, these family bonds, doesn't exist. It's not real. It's part of ignorance. It's part of the fall. It's part of the sleep. Don't look at it that way. Look at it as these are spirits. And the spirits that's in your family members, they're just spirits that are tied to you. Okay? Don't get drawn into the illusion. When the Lord kills your child, look, it's not your child. This is your brother. This is not your child. This is your brother. That's not your mother. That's just your brotherly spirit. Understand. Snap out of the illusion and be aware of where you at. When you do this, you'll find the strength that you need to face anything. You'll find the strength to face death. You'll find the strength to beat fear. You'll find the strength for everything because you're aware of where you're at. You're aware that these are just bodies. You're aware that emotions are triggered by scenarios. So when you see things, you're so deep into this movie that you're crying or you get angry. Like watching a movie, you cry and you get angry for certain things depending on the series that you're watching. If you're watching a sad movie, you cry. If you're watching a movie that'll piss you off, you get angry because you're involving yourself into this scenario. Snap out of it. This is an illusion. This is just a movie. This is just a movie. You are here. You are here. The reality is up there. Okay? This is just a movie. These are just cast members. All of these are all cast members. They're all cast members. Alright? They're cast members. When you start thinking that way, things will be a lot easier. Okay? Things will be a lot easier. Death won't scare you anymore. Okay? I think this is how our ancestors used to think, and this is where they drew their strength from. Alright? Because these authorities, they love their bodies, and they make you try to preserve it. This is why everybody always cries when people die. They make it, it's them. They do all this. They created these scenarios of people weeping for death and all this other stuff because they want you to mourn the body. They want you to preserve their bodies. This is all they have. We're more than this. We're more than this. We're more than this. Shalom.